shit is low as hell. What's going on? Gotta fix that. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott. And as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about the 5 most common things that women do in the beginning that ruin a relationship. Okay, so if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I love you absolutely forever. Also, if you haven't yet, the notification bell next to it will give you notifications right away sent to your phone. They call it the notification squad when I put out a new video, okay? So you'll be the first to see it. Now, if you haven't yet, again, please subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. So as you can see by the title below, we're talking about 5 things that girls do that ruin relationships in the beginning. And guys do it, but women don't penalize the guy for doing it, okay? Because they're really seeking a relationship. So, I would say these things would go for both sides, but women like when a guy over pursues, okay? So you can't really say it's the same thing. So the number one thing I would say is over texting. The reason I made a texting guide, and the whole reason I made a texting guide was because of this. Over texting, texting too much, what you text can ruin a relationship faster than probably anything else, okay? What women do not understand is that texting is literally one of those things that just because you can do it doesn't mean you should, and it's an extension of yourself, meaning, talking to you like this is great, but women think, well, now I'm gone, and I'm still texting him, I could text him. But what they don't understand is that texting feels, again, like this. It gets to the point where I feel like I'm with you all the time, and it gets really annoying. And then I'm not even talking about the things you're saying yet. I'm just talking about the aura, the atmosphere, the context, the vibe that you're always around. You're blowing up my phone. You're trying to talk to me every day, and it's just like, oh my God, leave me alone. Okay? Happens all the time. I highly, highly recommend that you cut back on the texting, that you chill the fuck out, and that you only use it to create dates and to flirt a little bit, okay? Now, the number 2 thing, I have it over here, is that women, I have a whole binder actually. I need to sell this to eBay or something. I got a whole binder of my, it's even broken up and everything, man. I got things all over. Girls, oh my God. I should sell that for $1 million. But second thing is, you're too eager. Women are way, way, way too eager. Women show too much eagerness, too much interest, too much availability, all those kind of things, which totally ruins the attraction. Once the guy knows he has you wrapped around his finger, why would he put any more resources into you, okay? Not only that, I think too much eagerness, too much availability, too much interest, again, it's just a force, like the pressure. When a guy starts feeling that, he knows you're seeking a relationship. I tell women all the time, you don't have to talk about the title. You don't have to talk about where it's going, how you feel about me, stuff like that. You don't have to ask those questions. Sometimes just the actions that you're showing and the things you're doing, again, just your actions are enough to tell a guy, okay, she's coming off really strong. She's really digging me. I need to push back. And the reason he says he needs to push back or pull away or dilute it is because if he keeps on complying with it, saying, yeah, this is great, he's basically telling you I want the same thing as you, when that might not be the case. So he has to diffuse it in some way, okay? Now, number 3 is having the talk. Literally, what I just said. Do not talk about the title, where it's going, how he feels, if he's talking to other girls, these validation-seeking questions. There is no reason for it. There is no reason for it. If you have to have that talk, then I would already say, no offense, you're probably not good enough. If you have to have that talk, then you didn't do your job selling him on the idea of you being a girlfriend material, or on you being girlfriend quality, or on you being high value. You should never have that talk because it creates a whole new aura, a whole new atmosphere over everything. And again, of course with that, and the actions I was describing in the earlier, or number 2, it creates a whole new context. When you're coming off strong and then you have that talk sometime later on, even if it's a month apart, it creates a whole new vibe, whole new atmosphere. He's going to pull away. It's just better to win him over in person, live in the moment, show him your high quality, high value, and then go from there, okay? Number 4 is trying to see him too much. Again, intensity. When a girl sees a guy too much, the guy is going to need a break. He's going to want to pull away. He's going to want to distance himself to kind of recharge and relax. That's how a lot of guys are, me especially. I like seeing the girl a lot and then kind of going on, or just recharging for a couple of days and then coming back around. But what happens is a miscommunication. When a guy pulls away, a woman thinks he's not interested anymore, and then she gets in her own head, and then she starts to plant these seeds where she feels like he's not interested, then she has to play hard to get, and then it starts to create this constant battle. Listen, hon, you can easily avoid that by not trying to see him all the time, right? Like you can easily avoid, for example, you can easily avoid a guy not texting you. You always have those problems, right? Where a guy doesn't text you back enough or fast enough. You can avoid that by limiting texting or not texting at all, right? This is kind of the same. Now, I'm not saying don't text at all, but I'm just, using an example. This is the same thing. You can easily avoid a guy pulling away and flipping out and distancing himself by only seeing a guy 2 times a week in the beginning for the first, or 3 times a week. 2 times a week for the first month, I would say. Then the second month, you could do 2 to 3, work your way from 2 to 3 kind of thing. That's personally what I would do. The guy won't freak out. He won't feel any reason to pull away, and it should just flow naturally. And of course, the fifth one, these are all kind of intertwined, as you can tell, is the validation seeking questions. Do not ask them. Like I said, number 3, when the talk, okay, having the talk. Number 5, do not seek validation. Do not ask these questions. For the love of God, just don't do it. This should have been number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because women do it all the time. And I understand, right? I have clients on the phone with me literally saying, I couldn't help it. I watched your videos, and I know you said not to do it, but I just couldn't help it. I did it anyway. And I'm like, I tell them, I understand. Like, you can't help it. When you really like someone and you don't want to lose them or you're afraid of losing them, you have to ask these questions. But I truly, truly believe that it does a lot. It's one of those things where it's good for your mentality, but it's bad for the situation. And I highly recommend you just don't ask, okay? It ruins the situation almost every time. Why talk about it in the beginning? Just focus on winning him over in person and going from there, okay? So with that being said, ladies, there's the 5 most common mistakes women make in a relationship all the time, all the freaking time. I would say I hear at least 2 of these 3 every time. No, 3 of these 5 at least. Let me see what they are. Yeah, easily, I would say all of them, but I'm not going to be that dramatic. 3 of these 5 on every single phone session I'm on, okay? Literally, every single phone session I'm on, you hear 3 of these 5, okay? So if you just eliminate these, I guarantee you have a much better time with men, okay? With that being said, ladies, I love you. Take care and peace.